Hallo Leute, wie ihr seht, sind wir am Ende. Das Comic ist da. Wir müssen jetzt entscheiden, wer der Killer ist. Wir glauben, es ist Mitch, aber ist es wirklich? Schauen wir nach. Okay, was haben wir denn so? The culprit slipping the note through the gap. The culprit nervously waiting for the body to be found. The culprit squeezing the rubber on Kyoko's neck. She was already dead at this point. The culprit remember to clean up after everything. Uh-oh, the nameplates are switched. Kyoko was ambushed from the back, not knowing the name of the killer, not the reason she was attacked. Das hier nehmen, oder? You already placed this panel in the right location. Geht's weiter? Oh, es geht weiter! Ach so! Jetzt kommt das mit der Note. Dann kommt Kyoka zum Treffpunkt. Der Killer sieht sie, ist geschockt, dass sie es ist. Und ambusht sie von hinten. Sie sieht aber keinen, der auf sie wartet. Er greift sich den Hammer voller Panik. Sie denkt sich, wer ist denn hier? Warum soll ich überhaupt hier sein? Und wird von hinten erschlagen. So. So, daraufhin macht er das Blut ab. Macht er das Blut abtropfend. Damit er mit keine Spuren übrig bleiben. Dann schleift sie weg und sieht das Frauenklo und denkt sich, ja, da ist eine Stange, perfekt. Ich hole ein Seil mit einem Haken und einem Gummiball, bind den Gummiball um den Seil herum und schieße ihn übers Ding. Und das immer wieder, bis er mal platzt. Und er kann sich wegmachen, weil er nicht rein kann. Er ärgert sich natürlich darüber, aber denkt sich, ja, geht nicht anders. Jetzt schmeißt er das Andrängen mit dem Haken oben drüber und bindet das andere Ende um ihr Hals. Er merkt erst dann, dass sie einen Zettel in der Hand hat, will es rausreißen, aber kriegt nicht alles raus, weil die Leichenstarre eingesetzt hat. Und zum Schluss lässt er alles im Incinerator verschwinden und wartet nervös darauf, dass der Körper gefunden wird. Und das war's. Das war's. It all started last night. While we were all in shock by Mirukuma's motive, Kyoko, Haru, and Satsuki decided to hang out together to distract themselves from distress. They ran around in the hallway until Haru accidentally broke two of the nameplates on the wall. Those two nameplates belonged to Kyoka and Tsurugi. Haru was panicking over breaking school property when Murukuma showed up to give him a warning. He didn't punish Haru since it was an accident, instead ordering him to replace the broken nameplates with new ones. And here's where Haru made a crucial mistake. After a trip to the restroom, he got confused about where the two nameplates originally were. He finally chose to go with his gut instinct, which unfortunately turned out to be wrong. This is when Kyoka and Tsurugi's nameplates were switched around. Haru went to his room right after putting the nameplates back, and the nighttime hallway was left empty. At this very moment. Someone had decided against going to sleep and was out in the hallway, secretly heading somewhere. The place they were heading was Tsurugi's room. For some reason, they had chosen Tsurugi to be the target of murder. But there was something they were unaware of. Right before they came, the nameplates outside Tsurugi and Kyoka's room were switched by Haru. So the culprit had actually gone to Kyoka's room. Unaware of the error, the culprit made their first move. They put a note through the gap below the door. It asked to come to the laundry room at 6 AM and contained a lot of false information to make things easier for the culprit. Not everyone would be asleep right after nighttime, and it would be easy to spot a note coming in through the door. That's what the culprit was going for. Act 2. The next day, as the time approached 6 o'clock, Kyoka, after reading the note, came to the laundry room as she had been instructed. The culprit was hiding in the corner of the room, looking for an opportunity to strike. Since they were expecting to see Tsurugi, Kyoka's sudden appearance would have been a surprise for them. Kyoka continued forward, oblivious of her fate. The couple was probably confused at first. They neither noticed that they somehow went to the wrong room, or found Kyoka holding the note. They likely had a plan in mind, and changing their target meant they had to risk ruining everything. But there was also the potential of being found out and facing the aftermath if they let her go. At last, the couple decided to change the target. They already had the weapon ready. It looked like they would be discovered anyway. Meanwhile, Kyoka was wondering why no one was in the room. Still unaware of the presence of the culprit, she was left vulnerable to the attack. Ugh. And fell victim to it. Aww. Armes Mädchen. After the murder, the culprit wiped off the blood from the body to conceal any evidence of murder. Because it was done almost immediately afterwards, Kyoka's clothes didn't get any blood on them. However, they weren't able to take care of the large bloodstain on the floor. Maybe because they were in a hurry, or they just failed to see it. The bloodstain played a large role in revealing Kyoka was murdered in the laundry room. I think the couple forgot about the bloodstain while they were busy moving Kyoka's body. They must have gotten in a panic since they killed someone that wasn't part of the plan. The culprits first carried the body over to the girls' restroom. Their purpose was to take advantage of the fact that students aren't allowed to enter the restroom of the opposite sex. That's when the culprit found the pipe on the ceiling of the restroom. The culprit decided to make use of it and went to the antique store to get the needed supplies. It was less than an hour before the wake-up announcement, so they were probably in a rush. The tools they chose were a rope, a hook, and a rubber ball. The culprit first tied the rope around the rubber ball, then thought of a certain way to hide their involvement. The idea was to tie the rope on the pipe without entering the girls' restroom using the rubber ball. Since the couple was a man, they were unable to enter the girls' restroom. Monokuma had previously announced that anyone who sets foot in the restroom of the opposite sex will be shot by the machine guns. Yep, das stimmt. But thanks to the fact that the restroom entrance was open, with a wall straight across, the couple was able to tie the rope to the pipe using the elasticity of the rubber ball. It was a risky move, as the couple wasn't able to step inside to correct any mistakes, and making the ball bounce right through that small gap seemed nearly impossible. But the couple was confident they could do it. This was because, as the ultimate soccer player, they had absolutely mastery over all types of balls. The rubber ball bounced across the room and right back to the entrance, just as they planned. The couple repeated this several times to make it look as if someone tied the rope by hand. And this is when another unexpected event happened. They must have failed to adjust the strength of their kicks, because the rubber ball grew weaker and weaker after each bounce until it couldn't withstand the pressure and popped. This caused the liquid inside the ball to be splattered all over the restroom, becoming a key piece of evidence. The culprit would have wanted to get rid of it, but they couldn't do it without going inside the restroom. The culprit nonetheless decided to go on with their plan. After all, they succeeded in tying the rope to the pipe. The method they used was virtually unimaginable for a normal person. After getting the rope around the pipe, the couple removed the ball from the rope and attached the hook instead. Then they threw the hook towards the pipe to fasten the rope on it. The other end of the rope that was left outside the restroom was wrapped around Kyoka's neck. The reason for this was to make it look like Kyoka was hanged inside the restroom. The couple was hoping to make us think that Kyoka's murder was inside the girls' restroom, and actually was able to enter it as well. That way, men won't be considered suspects in the trial. The couple as man was trying to use this for their own favor. Everything was ready, and as the culprit was about to push Kyoka inside, they found a piece of paper in Kyoka's hand. It was a note they wrote, held tight in her hand even after her death. Having realized the note will be used against them if discovered, the culprit ripped the note out of her hand. They ripped it possibly because of rigor mortis, which made it difficult to pull it out. What the culprit didn't know was that most of the important parts of the notes were still intact, and the piece they left in Kyoka's hand. Thanks to the note, we found out she wasn't murdered in the restroom, which led to the conclusion that the culprit can be a man as well. After getting over the risky part, the culprit tried to get rid of the hammer and the rubber ball. But too much time had passed at this point, and it was early enough for some of us to get up. In a hurry, the culprit left their murder weapons and the burst rubber ball in the garbage dump. They would have wanted the safe option, but the time constraint gave them little time to think. Hätte sie in Mülltonne schmeißen können. They must have thought he won't find them if they put it alongside all the trash. And it kind of worked, since Kakeo and I were the only ones to discover them. When we started coming out of our rooms, the culprit acted like they had just gotten up and waited for the body to be discovered. We soon noticed that Kyoka was nowhere to be seen. As we all know, we went looking around the entire building until Akane discovered the horrible state Kyoka was in. Everyone froze in shock, and while pretending to do the same, the culprit secretly hid a smile at the outcome of the plan. The person who came up with this plan and tried to deceive us all. Wer war's? Wer war's? Rote Karte! Das war cool. It was you, right? Mitsuhiro Higa. Oh, rote Karte für dich. Du bist vom Platz. Complete. How was that, Mitch? Do you still have anything to say? Huh, you must have forgotten how to speak. What kind of nonsense is that? This is just purely outrageous. Mitsuhiro, it's over. Please be honest. It's pointless for us to keep attacking each other. Mitsuhiro, was it really you? Why? Why did you commit something like murder? No, it wasn't me. I'm not. It's not me. It's not me. Not me, not me, not me. No, 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 no. It wasn't me. Wow, this idiot is going all crazy.
See, Matsuhiro is totally gone wacko.
Ich meine, er wird sterben. Ich will auch verrückt werden. Oh, Matsuhiro. So ein bisschen leid, aber ich auch nicht. Können wir jetzt wählen? So viele Punkte. So viele Punkte. So viele Punkte. 58 Punkte. Nicht schlecht. Ist das gut? 67 Monocoins. Oh mein Gott. Yes! Wir können wieder Geschenke kaufen. Sehr schön.
Huh? It looks like you're done. As the headmaster, let me say your discussion. We're packed with passion in a fashionable way. Passion and fashion. Are they the same? Are they different? Oh, who cares? You don't need any of those to live a good life anyway. So let's move on to voting time. You don't need any extra explanations, right? Pick the person that you believe is a blackant. Everyone, make your choice using the switch in front of you. One more thing, just as a reminder. Triple check that you vote for someone. If I ever see a blank ballot, you know what happens. I'm sure none of you would want to be punished for something so trivial like that. Okay then, time to get excited. Who will be chosen as a blackant? We make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Oh, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Darf ich auch wählen? Oder wenn... Nee. Das Voting ist so und fertig. Oh, wie süß die sind. Die Bilder. Oh, wie niedlich. Mitch, da ist er doch. Mit seinem Gegrinse. Hallo, Mitch. Oh. Weg ist er. Weg ist er.
Oh, bingo! The blackhead of this trial. That is. The murderer who killed Kyokamaki is none other than Mitsuhiro Higa.
What? Hold on.
Mr. Higa, did you really?
Mitch, why'd you kill her? Tell us. I was a big fan of yours. I liked soccer too. I admire your talent as a rising star. Why did you have to...
Cut it out and say something.
Fine. I killed Kyokamaki.
Are you serious? Finally. Mitsuhiro, assuming everything we found out is true, you murdered Kyoka even though she wasn't your target? I'm not saying it was okay for you to set up a murder, but you could have quit and spared Kyoka when your plan went wrong. Why didn't you do that? Why were you so stubborn about killing someone? Kyoka did nothing to you.
But... I just had to get out of here for watching that video.
That video?
Just as I thought. This is the only possible answer. You mean the motive? Look who had shown us that DVD just yesterday. The content must have been different for each student, but every one of them seemed enough to drive a person towards despair. When I watched my video, I found myself wrapped by a surge of emotion demanding me to escape here using any means possible. I even pondered the thought of murder. Mitch must have killed due to the same reason. I'm aware of how serious a crime this is. Even a million apologies won't be enough for what I did. But I had to do it. I had to get out of here. And for that I had to murder. Mitsuhiro, you bastard. I don't know what you saw in your video, but can you even guess what was in mine? Every soccer stadium in the world being reduced to ashes. Terrorists attacking FIFA headquarters. And world-class soccer players having gone missing. On top of that, my home team was also...
How could such a thing be possible? I'm sorry.
That's exactly like my case.
Oh, this can't be good. As soon as something had occurred to the well-being of Yuki Maeda's mom and caring family. What could have possibly happened to this at his house?
To Mitsuhiro, soccer would have been like the home where he belongs. Witnessing his own sweet home being completely destroyed would feel...
Attack on FIFA HQ? Come on! You know that's utter nonsense.
Right. It doesn't only pertain to yours. All of our videos have been manipulated. You shouldn't have fallen for this trap. Ugh.
I couldn't stop trembling after watching my video because it was shocking and terrifying as yours. It wasn't just you. It was everyone's fight. Even Kyoka's. Even though she watched the same episode video, she was trying to overcome her shock.
Ugh. You asshole. I couldn't help it. Soccer's my everything. I'd even say it's more important than my life. I know murder is wrong. But I just had to see with my own eyes if that video is real. Even if it meant killing another person.
Let me ask you one thing. Suppose that your plan went without a hitch and you got out. What if you found that video was forged? Then what were you going to do? You heard about the class trial and the entrance ceremony, didn't you? The victory of the blackened is equivalent to the death of everyone minus the blackened. My point is this. By setting off your murder plan, you opted to take the lives of us 14 for your own needs. But were you aware of the full weight of your choice? Or at least prepared to face the consequences? I doubt it. You know what I want to say. You're nothing more than an ignorant moron who wants to get out of here using soccer as an excuse. Of course our videos were as shocking as yours. Otherwise, it won't even be a motive. If that alone was sufficient to make a person murder, all of us would have done it by now. But in reality, you were the only one to commit murder. What do you think made the difference? Could it be prioritizing your selfish desires over your so-called friends?
Ray, stop it. Don't try to make this any more complicated.
Are you telling me this idiot got shocked by the DVD? They just went on to murder someone without even being mentally prepared?
No, I won't deny that, but Tucker really was my everything. Actually, it was pretty well planned out. He even managed to come up with a complex trick immediately after murdering Kyoka. Tsurugi being his initial target doesn't look like a coincidence either. You thought his talent would be an obstacle to your plan, didn't you? Bullseye, I suppose. Right. From the beginning, Mitch was willing to murder, even without the motive. A malice beyond description. That's what took Kyoko's life. But, so what? Does it even matter? Monokuma was the ultimate ringleader behind all this. Monokuma's the one who drove Mitch to that point. You know what, Mitch? Right after watching the motive, Kyoka told me Haru and Sasuke this. Murder, motives, anxiety. Just push them to the side and have fun. That way we can all chill out and strengthen our bonds. Kyoka probably got the same amount of shock as you, but she was trying to overcome the situation by getting everyone together. She had a chance to talk with you yesterday. Things could have been different.